Did you know that, according to experts in nonverbal communication, nearly 90% of what we express doesn't come from our words, but from our bodies? If you're still trying to figure out whether a woman is into you or not, I want you to listen carefully, because this video is going to erase all that confusion. Today, you're going to learn how to decode those subtle yet powerful signs her body is constantly sending you. And trust me, there's nothing more magnetic than a man who knows how to read a woman's body language with precision. The first sign is one of the most discreet, but also one of the most revealing if you know how to catch it: prolonged and repeated eye contact. Neil Strauss, author of The Game, said it perfectly. The eyes are the window to desire. When a woman is interested in you, her eyes will naturally seek yours, even from across a crowded room. Pay close attention. If she holds your gaze just a bit longer than usual during a conversation, it's probably because she's trying to capture your attention, or see how you react to hers. But there's more to it, a small detail that most men completely miss. It's not just that she looks at you, but how she reacts when she gets caught. This is where something called the shyness reflex comes into play, a term often referenced by seduction experts like Mark Manson. If you lock eyes with her and she quickly lowers her gaze or looks away with a slight nervous smile, congratulations, you're on the right track. That kind of response is almost impossible to fake. It's raw, it's involuntary, it's real. Now, let's talk about the second sign. It might sound simple, but it's one of the most powerful from an evolutionary standpoint: exposing the neck and wrists. According to body language experts Alan and Barbara Pease, these areas are vulnerable and sensitive, especially in women. Ever notice how some women slightly tilt their head or move their hair aside when they're with you? That tiny gesture of exposing the neck isn't just random. It's hardwired into our biology to signal trust and openness. A classic example of this happens during a date at a cafe or bar. Watch her hands. If she turns her wrists upward, subtly showing the inner side while speaking with you, it's a clear sign she feels emotionally open in your presence. The psychology behind it is simple. She's unconsciously signaling comfort and a sense of safety around you. And comfort, my friend, is the gateway to connection. Let's move on to the third sign. This one's more subtle, but it's a game changer: the direction of her body. David D'Angelo, one of the most iconic names in modern seduction, once said, "The body always points to where the heart wants to go." If you're in a group and her torso and feet stay angled toward you, even while others are speaking, you've got her attention. Try this. Change your spot slightly during the interaction. If she's truly interested, you'll notice she slowly repositions herself to face you again, her body tracking your movement like a radar. This also applies when you're sitting down. If she leans in, closes the physical space between you, or even starts to play with that invisible barrier of personal space, she's not just showing interest, she's showing trust. And that trust, when nurtured, quickly evolves into emotional intimacy, exactly what you want when you're operating on a high level of seduction. Let's talk about the fourth signal now, and this one gives away more desire than almost any other: the way she adjusts her appearance around you. Strauss talks about this constantly. A woman who feels attracted will subconsciously try to look her best in front of the man she desires. You might notice her fixing her hair, smoothing her clothes, or touching up her makeup when she's near you. This happens because, on an instinctive level, she wants to show up as the most attractive version of herself. Even if there's nothing wrong with how she looks, she'll keep making those tiny adjustments, tucking her hair behind her ear, lightly moistening her lips, or aligning her outfit. And this is where you must act with emotional intelligence and quiet confidence. Let her know you noticed, with a smile or a subtle compliment. Show her that her beauty doesn't go unnoticed. That simple move will boost her confidence and deepen the emotional tension between you. Remember, and this is critical, reading body language isn't just some gimmick to seduce women. It's a powerful tool to understand and connect deeply with the person in front of you. So now you've got the first 4 key signals, and believe me, what's coming next is even more revealing. Let's move on to the fifth sign, and this one is all about her smile. But not just any smile. I'm talking about what experts like Joe Navarro call the genuine smile, or the Duchenne smile. This isn't the kind of polite grin someone throws out of courtesy. It's deeper, harder to fake, and far more revealing. Why? Because it doesn't just involve the lips, it lights up the eyes. When a woman is truly interested in you, her smile reaches her eyes, creating those tiny, natural creases at the corners. Pay close attention to that unique sparkle that appears on her face when you speak, especially when you say something clever or tease her lightly. That glow in her expression isn't just about enjoying the moment. It's a subtle emotional bond forming right in front of you. And here's a detail most men miss: the frequency and duration of those smiles. Nonverbal communication studies have shown that when there's genuine attraction, smiles show up more often and last longer than usual. So don't just notice that she smiles. Notice how long that smile lingers. If it stays even after the conversation pauses or ends, that's the real giveaway. That's when you know it wasn't just polite, it was personal. The sixth signal I want to reveal is something called mirroring. This concept is explored in depth by experts like Robert Greene in The Art of Seduction. When a woman is drawn to you, she'll unconsciously begin to reflect your body language. Have you ever noticed that if you cross your legs, she does the same shortly after? Or if you lean back in a relaxed posture, she adopts a similar pose. This happens because, at a subconscious level, she's trying to establish emotional harmony with you. Mirroring builds a subtle but powerful psychological connection that makes the attraction feel effortless and mutual. If you want to test this, try shifting your position during your next conversation. Cross your arms slowly or rest your hand in a new way. Then watch how, within moments, she subtly mimics your movement. The stronger the attraction, the more clearly you'll notice the synchronicity. But let me give you an important warning here. Don't overanalyze or try to force these gestures. Authenticity is everything. Observe calmly, with presence, not like a scientist dissecting behavior, but like a man who knows how to read the moment. Respond to what you see with quiet confidence and grounded energy. That balance is essential for keeping her interest and deepening the chemistry between you. Now we come to the seventh signal, possibly the most revealing of them all. Because this isn't just about interest. This one signals a deeper emotional intention, the voluntary reduction of personal space. Edward Hall, a renowned anthropologist, explained in his theory of proxemic zones that when someone feels attraction, they instinctively try to close the physical gap between themselves and the other person, stepping into what's called the intimate zone. You'll notice this in all kinds of situations. If you're standing and talking and she gradually steps closer, if she leans in more than necessary when you're sitting together, or even if she takes small opportunities to invade your space, like showing you something on her phone or leaning in to share her drink, she's telling you something without saying a word. She wants to be closer to you, both emotionally and physically. Pay especially close attention when you're walking side by side. If she constantly gravitates toward you, brushing against your arm, your shoulder, or even your hand in a way that seems casual, it's not random. It's a subtle but deliberate attempt to bond on a deeper level. Now, each of these 7 signals on their own is powerful, but the real mastery lies in reading them together, in context. Seduction and nonverbal communication are subtle games that demand patience, emotional intelligence, and above all, empathy. You're not learning all this just to chase women. You're learning to connect, to truly see and understand the person in front of you, and to be seen in return. But here's the thing. Female body language doesn't stop here. There are deeper, more advanced signals that reveal an even stronger level of attraction. And in the next part, we're going to break those down so you can use them to elevate your confidence, your awareness, and your results in the seductive game of human connection. Now that you know the 7 essential signs of female body language that reveal interest, it's time to go deeper, into the more advanced and fascinating aspects that will strengthen your ability to truly connect with women. One of the most powerful skills you can develop is the ability to read micro-expressions. Paul Ekman, the pioneer in the study of these brief, involuntary facial cues, explains that real emotions flash across the face for just a fraction of a second before someone can consciously control them. Let's say you're talking about something exciting or playful, and for a brief instant, you notice a subtle lift in her eyebrows or a flicker at the corner of her lips. That fleeting signal could be a spark of genuine interest or excitement she's not ready to openly express yet. Learning to pick up on these brief moments gives you a serious edge. It lets you anticipate her real emotional state before she speaks it out loud. And that gives you the perfect window to respond with authenticity and emotional precision. Another advanced layer of reading body language is identifying signs of positive nervousness. This isn't the kind of nervousness that comes from discomfort or stress. It's that subtle tension that shows up when someone feels a strong attraction or is slightly intimidated, in a good way. Alan Pease points out that small, repetitive movements like touching the throat, fiddling with jewelry, or quickly running fingers through hair are strong indicators of internal excitement being channeled outward. These gestures are her body's way of managing the emotional energy you're stirring in her. And here's the key: don't misinterpret it as insecurity. On the contrary, she's feeling something real and intense. Your job is to stay calm, grounded, and present. Create an emotional space where she feels safe, relaxed, and open to deepening the connection with you. Let's go even further. One of the most underrated tools in seduction is observing her breathing. Many seduction experts and body language specialists, including Matthew Hussey, highlight how breathing patterns change around someone we're attracted to. Ever notice how, when someone is close to someone they're drawn to, their breathing becomes quicker, shallower, more noticeable? So, if you're sitting beside her and you pick up on those short, soft breaths, or hear her exhale gently as you speak, that's not random. It's a physiological response to being close to someone who excites her. Her heart rate is up, her nervous system is engaged, and it all shows in her breath. Being attuned to this helps you sense exactly where she is emotionally and adapt in a way that strengthens the bond between you. There's also a highly effective strategy in social dynamics that few men use, but it's incredibly revealing. Watch how her friends react when you're around. Interestingly, as Neil Strauss and other social behavior experts have noted, women often communicate their attraction indirectly through their social circle. If you walk into a space and notice her friends exchanging knowing looks, smiling discreetly, or making side comments that carry subtle double meanings, pay attention. That's not just random noise. Chances are she's mentioned you, and not in a bad way. Women often seek confirmation or approval from their tribe about a potential romantic interest. Picking up on this gives you an extra layer of insight. Don't underestimate it. These indirect cues from her circle can give you the clarity and confidence to move things forward with more certainty. Now let's shift into tactile energy. One of the most powerful signs that a woman is emotionally and physically drawn to you is what's known in social psychology as accidental kino. This refers to those small, seemingly unintentional touches, like lightly brushing your arm while handing you something, or casually grazing you while walking side by side. These moments are rarely accidental. They're discrete tests, unconscious or semi-conscious attempts to feel the energy between you and gauge your response. When this happens, don't just sit there frozen. Return the gesture, but gently. Touch her arm briefly while sharing a laugh or emphasizing a point in the conversation. This small move builds immediate tension in the best way. It creates a sense of shared intimacy and mutual investment, even in the middle of a public space. Let's go even deeper now, to the realm of bodily synchrony. This is a high-level phenomenon where two people begin to move in sync without even realizing it. It often happens during long, engaging conversations. Watch closely. Do you notice that your breathing aligns? That you pause at the same moments? That you both lean in or shift your body at the same time? According to experts like Navarro and Strauss, when two people fall into this kind of rhythm, it's no longer just flirting. It's an emotional symphony. You're resonating on the same psychological wavelength. And if you can identify this, you'll know when a deeper bond is forming. Something real, something powerful. This is where seduction stops being performance and becomes authentic connection. And don't overlook the subtle but powerful shifts in her tone of voice. When a woman is attracted to you, her voice often changes, whether she realizes it or not. It becomes slightly warmer, gentler, sometimes a bit higher in pitch. It's a subconscious way of signaling softness, femininity, and openness toward you. Listen closely. That shift isn't just about how she sounds. It's how she feels when she's around you. Finally, if you truly want to master the advanced art of reading female body language, you need to remember one critical rule. Never analyze these signs in isolation. Every gesture, every smile, every glance or touch has to be seen in context and combined with other cues. That's how you avoid misreading a situation or jumping to conclusions. It's about building emotional intelligence, not just seduction technique. By mastering these layers of awareness, you elevate yourself far beyond the average man. You become someone who sees, understands, and connects deeply, with clarity, presence, and purpose. And that's what makes you unforgettable. Now, we're just getting started on how to truly anchor all these signals, techniques, and skills in real-life scenarios. But most importantly, you'll need to learn how to respond to those signals in the moment, with the right energy and mindset, so that her initial attraction transforms into a deep emotional bond with you. Now that you've mastered the art of reading female body language on a deeper level, it's time to understand something essential: the way you respond to those signals. Because as Neil Strauss makes clear in The Game, identifying attraction cues is only half the game. The other half? It's how you respond to them, emotionally, strategically, and with intent. Picture this. You're having a relaxed conversation with a woman you're genuinely attracted to. Out of nowhere, she starts displaying several of the signs we've talked about. Playing with her hair, smiling with that unmistakable glow in her eyes, leaning in closer, maintaining deep eye contact. So, what do you do right then? Strauss offers a simple but powerful answer. You reinforce those signals, subtly and naturally. If she gives you a genuine smile, don't let it pass unnoticed. Let her know it has an effect on you, but keep it natural and effortless. Say something like, "I love how you smile when you talk about the things you care about." That single line validates her expression, boosts her confidence, and deepens her emotional engagement with you. Another powerful technique, one that Robert Greene often emphasizes, is the strategic pause. What does that mean in practice? When you catch a clear signal of attraction, resist the urge to respond immediately. Instead, let a short pause hang in the air. That pause creates anticipation. It builds tension. She starts to wonder what you'll say or do next. And when you finally break the silence with something playful or emotionally sharp, it hits 10 times harder. That small delay transforms a good moment into an unforgettable one. Let's talk about physical reciprocity. If she lightly touches your arm during laughter, later in the interaction, return the gesture, smoothly, naturally. Maybe touch her hand briefly while emphasizing a point in the conversation. These exchanges of subtle physical contact form a mutual rhythm, signaling, "I feel this too." And when that rhythm feels effortless, she'll begin to sense that the connection is real. Not just chemistry, but something deeper. But here's the golden rule that ties everything together. Authenticity beats tactics, every single time. If you're truly interested in her, not just her looks, but her mind, her energy, her story, then show it. Ask her real questions. Dive into her passions, her thoughts, her goals. When a woman feels seen, truly seen beyond surface attraction, her entire energy shifts. All the body language cues you picked up on, they'll multiply, become more intense, because she'll feel emotionally safe to express herself more freely. And on that note, I want to bring in a concept from Mark Manson's models. Attract women through honesty. He talks about controlled vulnerability, a rare but powerful trait in a man. Instead of pretending to be overly confident or playing a role, own how you feel in the moment. If you're enjoying the interaction, say it. Something simple like, "I don't know what it is about you, but this conversation just feels easy," can go a long way. That kind of sincere, grounded expression builds trust fast. It tells her you're not hiding behind a mask. You're showing up as your real self. Another massively underrated skill, the intelligent compliment. David D'Angelo says it best: don't give generic compliments. If you notice she's styled her hair a certain way today, call it out. If she drops a surprisingly sharp opinion about something, tell her. That's actually a really unique way to look at it. I like how you think. That kind of compliment doesn't just make her feel pretty, it makes her feel interesting, and that's where real connection lives. Also, don't forget to use your own body language effectively. Alan Pease emphasizes the power of open, confident posture. If she's showing clear signals of attraction, don't cross your arms or lean back like you're uninterested. Open your body. Relax shoulders, arms slightly away from your sides, palms visible and loose. It's not just posture, it's a signal. You're showing emotional availability, confidence, and non-defensive energy. And that draws her in, closer. Now let's talk personal space. This one's tricky for most men. When a woman starts closing the distance between you, don't panic and pull back, but also don't rush in aggressively. You've got to find the sweet spot. Mirror her pace. Let the space close gradually. For instance, If you're walking side by side and she lightly brushes against your arm, return that energy. Move slightly closer. Let your proximity speak for you. That slow, escalating closeness builds sexual tension in a way no words ever could. When you start applying these advanced responses, you're not just reacting. You're co-creating an emotional experience. You're letting her know that her signals are being received and matched with presence, clarity, and intention. And that changes everything, because most men don't know how to respond. They either ignore the signs, misread them, or come on too strong. But you won't be that guy. You'll be the one who sees, who feels, who listens. Not just with your ears, but with your instincts. The one who responds like a man who knows what he's doing. Mastering these responses guarantees you won't just pick up on her signals, you'll amplify them. You'll turn that initial attraction into a memorable emotional moment. And from there, into something real, something rare, something that most men never even get close to experiencing. And this is where seduction becomes art, where intention meets emotion, and where you become the kind of man she remembers. Now that you deeply understand how to identify these key signals and how to respond to them strategically, you're equipped with tools most men don't even know exist. But remember something essential. Mastering nonverbal communication isn't about memorizing tricks. It's a real skill, and like any skill, it requires consistent practice and sharp observation. The good news? The results are absolutely worth it. Every interaction you have, every conversation, every glance exchanged, those are all opportunities to apply what you've learned and to sharpen your ability to read the women around you. And here's the truth. The more you master these skills, the more real and meaningful your connections will become. But now, I want to challenge you to take it one step further. If you're serious about transforming not just your dating life, but your personal growth as a man, I invite you to become an active part of this community. Not just to keep learning from future videos, but to start sharing your experiences, your questions, your breakthroughs, with me and with the rest of the men here who, just like you, are committed to growth and learning the art of seduction with responsibility and authenticity. Hit the like button if you found value in this video. Drop a comment. Let me know what signal you've noticed in someone recently, or ask any question that's on your mind. Subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell so you never miss a new upload. And if there's someone in your circle who could benefit from this content, don't hesitate to share it. Helping one man grow can impact countless lives. This channel is your space, a space to grow, to evolve, to understand human dynamics on a whole new level, and most importantly, to become the kind of man you've always wanted to be. I'll see you in the next video, where we'll keep diving deeper into the most powerful techniques to become a true expert in seduction and personal mastery. Let's keep building together.